And for your ingredients, you want 280 grams of water, 13 grams of salt. You can do sea salt if you like. 15 grams of fresh yeast, or you can use high active yeast or whatever yeast you want, but obviously follow the instructions on the packet. And once again, we've got olive oil. Now you can use olive oil or you can use rapeseed oil. That's 27 grams. Now for the flour, you want 455 grams of 00. And it's that simple. Now we've got our machine bowl. What you want to do is put your flour into it. Then we add in our salt. And this is the best bit. You got your water. Add in your oil. Add in your yeast and just break it up. If it breaks up that easy. And just get yourself a whisk and whisk it all up. And for your mixing, first things we need to be doing is mixing this for 1 minute on first speed. Then you want 10 minutes on third speed. That's if you're using a 3-speed machine. And as you know, I'm going to be using my small Kenwood. It rocks and rolls. So what we're going to do now, folks, we're going to get this all onto the machine. So we're going to start mixing this on first speed. And just add in all your wet ingredients. And now stick it onto third speed. And we're going to be mixing that for 10 minutes. Right, we'll just stop it a minute. Just to check the dough. It doesn't want to be too soft. And then it doesn't want to be too tight, and that's just right. Back to third speed. That's our dough mixing. So we're going to leave that now for around about 10 minutes. Dough's nearly ready, but what you need is a bowl to put it in when it comes out, or a plastic bag. Now, essentially to this, you need a bit of spray oil. And on my eBay store, the link is in the description. This is Prep Spray. And this does everything. It says what it does on the tin. Releasing spray. Yep, that's the one. This can be used for almost anything, even domestic use. Now I use this all the time in the bakery and I can recommend it. Right, so let's get our dough out. All we need to do, a bit of prep spray to spray around the outside of the bowl. And that's it. Take it off the hook. And just mold it up in the bowl so it's into a nice little ball. Just making sure the oil is all the way around. A bit more spray won't go amiss. And just put it into your bag. So there it is, folks. It's that simple. Now you can put this straight into a fridge. You can put it into the freezer or whatever you want to do. Now I'm actually going to go and put this in the fridge because I actually want it to slow down a bit, because this temperature on here now, I feel as though that's almost coming up to 25 Celsius, just that dough. So I'm putting it in the fridge to cool it down. So there's your dough. This is what I've done earlier. You can see it's actually well proofed up now. So all we're going to do is take this straight out the bowl, bit of flour on the table. So with this dough, what we want to do is break it down into 12 individual little pieces. So it's all going to be a bit of a guesstimate, but we will pop it on the scales in a minute. So to get 12, just generally cut that down the middle. There you go, like that. Now these want to be around about 65 grams each. So there we go, 12 pieces, and they are actually 65 grams each. Now you've got these like this. All we're going to do is a bit of flour and mould them round. Like that. If you can't remember, this part is basically the bit you're rolling it in. Okay, see it there? And then so all we need to do with these now is just cover them over and leave them for around about 10 minutes. Well, the mini pizzas are ready. Ta-da! Okay, we now got to roll them out. Almost like the flatbreads. So if you saw the flatbread video, you know exactly where I'm going with this. But if you haven't been here before, well, you know exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be rolling these out. Now I've got my tray over here. Now those 12 will fit on that tray. Now you'll most likely in your oven have to have 2 trays for these. Now you can make these as thick or as thin as you like, but I'm just going to do just my standard, which is around about 4-inch round, give or take. A bit of flour under them. Now we want to try and keep these as round as possible. Now if you're going for, right, to be fair, if you're having a party, you might want to do these even smaller than this. But personally, if I'm going to a party, I want them larger. So we just roll them out, round about 4 inches round, give or take, like that. I'm just rolling them onto the table for now because they will shrink back a little bit. Just got a tray. Now these are quite big, so I'm going to make them fit, by the way. That's why I said if you're at home, obviously by spreading them out, they'll go a little bit wider. These will be sort of, when they're proved and they bake, they'll be stuck together. Now at this stage, if you want to finish them, now I don't personally, I'm not a lover of pizzas. If you're going to do it and you're doing it straight the way through, I always tend to think, want to keep some for later. The best idea, you can actually freeze these like they are if you want. I will show you these finished in another video, because obviously I'll show you what I do making a pizza. I make my own topping and I put my different things on there, and we might even go and turn some of these into garlic bread, whatever the case may be. That's if Mrs. Crazy Baker hasn't shifted them off down the shop and we've sold them already. So we'll get these straight into the prover in the other room. So they should take around about, give or take, an hour. Right, and there's our little prover. So if you haven't seen this before, oh, there's something else already proving in there. So once again, in the bottom here, I've got water. And then your dough pieces go in. This is your mini pizzas. The oven temperature in there at the moment is 25 Celsius. And I've actually got the fan running. Well, folks, the pizza bases are ready. We'll get them in the oven. Now we're going to be baking these for around about 5 minutes. I wouldn't want to do them any longer than that. Do want to be white. So when you feel them, like they are now, they've just got a bit of a skin on. That's how you want them in the oven. You can press them down. If they pop back up, you know they're baked anyway. So we're basically just firing them off so they're practically almost baked all the way through, if you get my drift. In the trade, they call this part baked, and that's what we're going to do, part bake these. Anyway, we'll get them straight into the oven. Your oven temperature wants to be around about 200 Celsius. That's it. This one wants to be in the middle of the oven. That's it. Right, the pizza bakes are ready. We'll get them out of the oven. And as soon as they come out of the oven, put them onto a wire. Now, a little tip, all you need to do is pick them up and turn them over. And there you go, good sized little pizza. Now, if you want them like flatter than that, you know, that's quite a nice little lunch, that is. You don't need, I'd say a couple of those for lunch. Excellent job. And choose what you want to put on them. But there you go, folks. If you like content like this, please subscribe and please share. And don't forget to check out the description